All right, everybody, we're going to set up the Smart Rider drills. Now, these are the drills that are going to get you going for the slow speed maneuvers to get you better with the bike. So we have to set up the drills. It's only 10 cones. I have some tennis balls cut in half right here to kind of start it off, but we got 10 cones right here. You can get them in the shop. But this is how we're going to set up the Smart Rider games. Now, the Smart Rider games, I'll pop it up on the screen here. But basically, what we're going to do is set up a nice and easy course. Now, how did I figure out how to do the designs without having to bring a tape measure every single time? Well, I tape measured my stride, my walking. So I set out a tape measure about 10 feet. So get a 10-foot tape measure. And I just walked from the end of one side of it and just 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was about 10 feet for me. Just a normal walk. Don't big steps or anything like that. Just do a normal walk. And that's how I figured it out. So we're gonna go ahead and set up the dimensions so we can get started on this. So the very first part is the entry and exit section. So this is where we start right here, and then this is the entry and exit. This is where the timing kind of starts. And I like to have a camera like this, like a phone on a mount or an action camera on a mount that actually showcases the entry and exit. So when you do the games, when you pass it, if you don't have a timer and you pass it, you can go ahead and stop the video and start the video when you starts there. That way you can get your actual time. So let's go ahead and set the real cones here. So here's that first cone, here's that second cone, and here's that third cone. So now we only need 7 more cones. So from here, this is where it's really important when it comes to that tape measure first time and walking, is that I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because the first one is 20 feet away. So 4 steps is 10 feet, 20 steps, or I'm sorry, 8 steps is 20 feet. So now we're gonna go ahead and do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm gonna go ahead and place one down. And then we're gonna go ahead and do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this part right here, this is the very end of it. So we don't really go past this. I like to have a big parking lot and something that I can exit out when I go faster. So now we're gonna get up to this cone right here, and we're just gonna turn, and we're gonna look both sides, make sure our shoulders are in line, and I'm just gonna walk 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, right at the tippity toes. Do the same thing this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, tippy toes. Now we're gonna go to this cone over here, and we're gonna do the same thing. We only got 2 cones left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do that. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. That is the cone pattern. You don't have to change it. Now every single drill, we got 20 plus drills, every single drill is going to be inside this design. So let's get these cones, these tennis balls cut in half. And now we got everything. All right, everybody, we're gonna be jumping into the balloon exercise. Now, this is gonna be a simple U-turn. This is a beginner exercise. We're gonna get into harder and harder ones. But how I like to do these exercises is I like to do the familiarization of it the first run. I like to have a warm-up the second run, and then I like to go for time on the third run. But since this one's pretty simple, we're just gonna do 2 easies and then go fast for the last one for time. So the first sets of times, I'm not too worried about. After that, we're going for it. All right, so very simple left-handed U-turn. Let's go around it. Make sure you're doing your head and eye movement. Going nice and slow. Counterweight, friction zone, throttle control. All right, then exit out. 9.79. All right, let's go a little bit faster. We're just gonna do a nice wide arc. Now let's go ahead and look through the whole turn. So turn that head. We're gonna be doing this for every single section. Turning that head towards that next exit or that next cone. All right, very easy. 8.3. Now let's go for time. Now you could come up with strategies. You can try to cut it close or just go one wide arc, but let's try cutting it close on these cones and give it some power. And as soon as I get to here, I'm gonna accelerate out. 6.92. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the glide next. So let's have some fun. All right, we're gonna go do the ghost. Now the ghost is a little bit more fun. It's still a beginner exercise. Remember, first one, familiarize, second, warm up, third, for time. Here we go. So around this cone, okay, now we're gonna have to go around these two cones, go to the outside, and then exit out. Oh, that's not too bad. All right, 9.00, almost 8. Let's try that. Warm up now for the time. So let's give it, now that I understand, around here, that first shift around that cone right there at the beginning, where you have to change direction, it's a lot like when you're about to do a figure 8. You have to change direction right in the middle. All right, 8.1. Let's see if we can get to 7. All right, for time. I don't even have to give it speed right here. Now give it some speed. Give it some speed. Let's see if it was better. 7.8. All right, much better this time. So that was the ghost. Let's move on to the next one. All right, guys, lefty loosey. Lefty loosey is a lot of fun. It's just a bunch of left-handed U-turns. Let's go wide, narrow, narrower, and out. So here we go. Left. All right, here we go. Left-handed U-turns. So familiarize ourselves, going around all the cones. Now we got to cut in to these cones, and then we have to go around this cone. So I'm going to go wider on this part to start. Okay, that's not too bad, because this last U-turn is within 20 feet, which is part of your MSF final test or your DMV test. All right, so 17.35. All right, now that we've familiarized, let's go ahead and do a warm-up for the time. So nice and wide. This is when we practice our strategy. Okay, I didn't need to take that much room. Maybe if I cut it. That wasn't bad. Let's see if that was better time. 12. Oh, much better. 12.98. Let's see if we can get to low 12s or 11. All right, so for time, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we got 11.8. Very nice. All right. So that was the lefty loosey. We're going to do the reverse. It's going to be called the righty tighty. All right, everybody, we're going to be jumping into the glide. Remember, the first run is familiarization, so we're going to try to get familiar with this, and then we're going to go ahead and warm up and then go for speed. So it's going to be a nice wide U-turn all the way around everything, and then another U-turn around these 3 cones. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. So nice and easy. Familiarize ourselves with this drill. So it's going to be all the way around everything, absolutely everything, and then we're going to go around this cone. If you notice, my head is turned the whole time to the right because it's just a right-handed U-turn, and then we're going to exit out. And that's it. All right, so now that was the familiarization portion. So now we're going to go ahead and warm up a little bit because the last one's for time. 15.9. Here we go. So around everything. Now that I know, I'm going to go ahead and keep my body weight to the outside for counterbalance. Turn those handlebars, that's a big part, and exit out. 13.86. All right, let's go for time on this one. I'm gonna try to cut these a little bit short. Remember, come up with your own strategy. I don't know if that's gonna help it, but we still got a good time on that second one. Hey, a little bit better. A little bit better. So now we're gonna go ahead and jump into the next exercise, but that is the glide. All right, the next one is the 2-pole run. This is a bunch of left-handed U-turns, but tighter, and I like them because you have to shoot to the outside. All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1. So familiarize around these 2 cones. So basically a 360. Head and eye movement, look to the outside cone. 3, we go around this, a little U-turn. Here we go. All right, so we already got some strategy here. So what we really want to do is turn that head, turn the handlebars, and counterweight. So let's do that for the warm-up. So I'm going to really turn my head on this 360 and really counterweight. I even scraped some peg there. A little too much lean, not enough counterweight. So that's what that happens is if you start to put your foot down or you feel like you need to, guess what? You didn't do enough counterweight. All right, so 12, I don't like it. So maybe a little less lean or maybe more counterweight on that. Let's do that. Shoot out to the out. Shoot out to the outside. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? It's been a week. Been a week. We have a whole new week for the games. We're halfway through. How you doing? It's Missy. How you doing? First time here, 6. How you doing? We'd like to kind of get together real quick at the beginning while people are coming in, hitting that like button. And then we got 2 videos to do today. We have the newest MotoStars video from last week, and we got one from last year. So that was me doing some of the drills for the games. I redid them for the actual games. That was just to express like what the games booklet looks like. Elk Grove, California. How you doing? How you doing? I got friggin' married last week. Nice. Friggin' married. And you've been here for 13 months. How's everybody doing? From Victoria, British Columbia. Yes, yes. It's been an interesting week for me. Go ahead and turn that down just a little bit. Interesting week. So we did what? Did a live stream on, was it Thursday? Last Thursday? Yeah, last Thursday. And let's take a look at the schedule. What did I do? New to the channel, you love it, Ninja Noob? How you doing? Yeah, we did the last live stream last Thursday. And yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend. That was, didn't realize that for a second. Went to New Mexico to meet the girlfriend's parents or her dad and whatnot for like a graduation for her sister and all this other stuff. We did that. It was a good weekend. This week I just been busting my butt making some videos. So if you don't know, the Smart Rider training manual is on its way. I filmed in the apartment complex multiple times, basically motorcycle familiarization operation, riding around. I rode around for an hour around the parking lot area, the apartment streets and parking lots and all that stuff. And yeah, just kind of showing you guys because like I wanted to go from paddle walking. So the whole idea is that you get a motorcycle. Let's go and just do this. So yeah, I was filming in the apartment for the Smart Rider training manual. So the whole idea for the apartment is that you get your motorcycle delivered to your apartment or whatever, or you just got one, but you don't know how to ride yet. You don't have a permit. You don't, like, hopefully you go get a permit. I mean, it's just a written test in some areas. And I know 2 states you can't have a permit. You have to go straight to the MSF. But you have a motorcycle and you want to start practicing. Maybe you want to go just take the license, the permit, and the endorsement, all that stuff at the DMV. Okay, cool. So then what I was doing in the Smart Rider training manual is just, here we go. Here's motorcycle operation, just in the little stall. You're going to like understand the controls and everything. And then, hey, we're going to go ahead and now start paddle walking around the apartment a little bit until you feel comfortable putting your feet up. So we're doing friction zone throttle control, and we started doing some straight line weaves, some really wide ones in the road. And then the next step, because I like to break it up from paddle walking, first gear, now we're finally in second gear. And so I'll show you guys how to shift into, I mean, you're obviously in first gear because you're doing friction zone, but how to pick your feet up, ride around, tight turns. We're doing U-turns, we're doing that straight line weave. And then we move on to shifting into second gear. So we're doing shifting, and now we're doing some Mercy swerving practice, very low speed, like 15 miles an hour, not much. And then braking practice, Mercy braking, because that's what the endorsement is on the test. It's just, all it is a tight, it's a straight line weave, tight turn from stop into a U-turn. And then, so that's 3 exercises. And then it's a Mercy braking, Mercy swerving. I get it. I know some of you guys that are watching this that are not from America are like, that's too easy. It's like, yeah, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. So for me, it's like, if you do want to go to the MSF and you want to spend 2 days basically learning that skill set, go ahead, have fun, because they provide the motorcycle, they provide the gear, they provide everything in instruction. Oh, and I donated blood today. A pint of blood. And
that's cool. But I mean, if you're at home, you have a motorcycle, maybe you want to practice before going to the MSF. I mean, you could do that, or you could just go take the endorsement. Hey, Dave Wayne, $10 donation. I've been faithful fan for 1 year so far, so I just made my last payment on my car today. Yeah, dude, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. Now take that payment and you do the Dave Ramsey thing. Take that payment and pay off another debt, and then take those 2 payments and pay off another debt. Because you're already living without that payment. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's a Dave Ramsey thing. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Especially, I think the first month, go ahead and celebrate. But yeah, that's what I'm doing for the Smart Rider Training Manual. That's what I've been up to this week. Something that's come up. Now, like what I like to do at the beginning of these live streams is kind of just talk to you guys about a few things that I've learned this week. Because this is a learning channel. It's an educational channel. It's mainly for motorcycles, and I like to use motorcycles as a metaphor for basically like learning life. Because we talk about, and I'll say this like, a couple times here and there, but I'll just kind of jump into these because I would like to do this every week. Like learning itself, how to ride the motorcycle. I mean, you're brand new, you have these high expectations for yourself, you really want to get riding, all these things, but it does take time, it does take process, it takes failure, it takes you like, okay, I suck at this, okay, now I got to learn this, and it's perfectly fine. There's a lot of emotions and thoughts involved, but the main thing is you kind of stick with it and you stay consistent. But when it comes to motorcycling, I haven't seen the videos that we're going to be going over today. But we all see road rage in these videos. So we're going to talk a little bit about road rage, but the main one I want to kind of equate the motorcycle road rage and some of the emotions involved when people get angry to more of like I said, life stuff. And I think it really just kind of comes down to expectations. And this is something that I'm getting a nice refresher on this week in my own life is expectation, not just on yourself, but for other people. And so when we're out riding and we're going to see probably some road rage and people getting pissed off, is that a lot of people have expectations on others while they're on the road. So they're riding their motorcycle. I expect other people to do what they're supposed to do. Okay. And that's mainly to keep you safe, because if people are doing what they're supposed to do, you stay safe for the most part, right? We talk about plan, position for safety, locate hazards, all that stuff. So when you first start riding, the expectation is to put yourself in a position for safety and to locate hazards, okay? The plan method is really just focused on what it is that you can do. So you have an expectation on yourself to do what you can do. Having expectations on others to do what you want them to do is a form of control, and it's not healthy, and it causes negative emotions when things aren't happening. So when we're out riding and somebody kind of cuts you off, or we didn't recognize the open lane pattern, or the side of the vehicle, or there's a left turner doing this thing, and people are slamming the brakes and all this other stuff, like we get pissed off, right? I mean, we all do. We get a negative emotion. I don't even like to call them negative and positive emotions. I just like to call them emotions. But we get an emotion that creates like a body response of anger or frustration or whatever. And that's because we expected these people not to do this. Something that I've been learning when it comes to like in the personal space is that that's not healthy, and the whole aspect of expectations on others, hopefully they can go away. But to replace it, because it's one thing to say, I'm not going to have expectations of others. It's more so, I'm going to observe what others are doing. And I expect myself to respond in a way that keeps me safe. So like the plan method, right? So observing other people making mistakes, observing other people doing the things that that you think that they should not be doing, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. You're going to have that emotion, but just observe and then act accordingly. Keep yourself safe. Setting boundaries, right? And so when we're out riding motorcycles and we see somebody cut us off, just observe it. What is it we're supposed to do? We're supposed to assess if it's a relevant threat and navigate an active one. Put ourselves in a new position for safety. That's it. And we're going to see some people doing some crashes or doing some road rage and whatnot, maybe even crashing and whatnot. But the main thing here is that when we have these expectations on other drivers to do what's right, we get this anger. We have expectations on friends, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. It can cause an issue for that person. It can cause you to get upset when in reality we should just kind of observe and accept what's actually happening, and then do what we need to do to keep ourselves in a good position for safety. And so really there's like a lot of acceptance involved. Accepting that somebody's going to pull out in front of you, accepting that, there's a side of the vehicle they're going to pull out because they didn't see you, accepting that there's all these different reasons why people are causing issues for you on the road, and just saying, okay, I accept this. This is what's happening. What is it that I can do? And it really kind of comes down to the skill set. So a lot of people get upset because on the road because they don't have the skill set of emergency braking or emergency swerving or maintaining good space cushion or paying attention or not recognizing that these patterns are popping up over and over and over again, and then realizing, okay, for the future, when I recognize this pattern, this is what I'm going to do. So there's a skill set involved there. And so in the personal side, recognizing the same patterns over and over again, and is it something that you can accept? If it is, then you kind of have to let it go. You kind of just have to let it go because you have the skill set of managing your own emotion. You have your skill set of setting a boundary, not something harsh, but just something easy. Sometimes just like walking away and not dealing with it, kind of getting over it. That's something that I've been but something that was a nice refresher, something I knew a while back. I knew a while back, but it's a nice refresher because new situations bring up what you lack and what you don't lack. And so with the road rage stuff, if all of a sudden you're starting to recognize that you're getting upset when there's road rage, it's a good test of your patience. It's a good test of your emotional regulation. It's a good test of your skills of recognizing the pattern and getting yourself out of the way. It's a good test of letting things go, offering grace and forgiveness. It's a good test for that, but you don't get tested unless you're out on the road. In relationships, not just with external, but internal. So your own relationship with yourself. It's a good test when a new situation pops up. And everything's a learning lesson of what you are accountable to and what you're able to accept. And it's a nice refresher. It's something that I think everyone's working on. It's just an interesting concept when it comes to road rage and the learning process. So with the Smart Rider training manual and everything we're doing here on the live stream, the main thing that I really want people to get is to have less expectations on yourself. I'm sorry, let's rephrase that. I want you to have expectations of yourself. Have less expectations of others. I want you to expect that you're going to learn. It's going to take some time. So we talk about sometimes SMART goals, so realistic in time for the R&T. Be realistic on it, because a lot of times the expectations a lot of people have, it's like, I'm going to get this done by the end of today, but you start working on it and you realize it's a 3-day thing. And then at the end of the first day, you get pissed off at yourself because you didn't finish it based on your original goal. So elongate your expectations. You're not perfect. You're not going to get everything done right. There's always going to be something popping up that's going to cause issues. And just, have expectations, but don't beat yourself up over it. When it comes to others, try your best not to have any expectations. There's definitely needs and wants that you have. But I think a lot of people turn, I want this, into I expect you to do this. And I think that it comes from a lack of like being able to provide your own needs and wants because you don't have the expectation for yourself. I don't know. I'm kind of like going in circles here, but it's just like a little thought that I've had when it comes to how does this apply to motorcycle riding, how does this apply to learning, how does this apply to relationships. Because when I talk about like how I categorize and shape my own life, is I do stick to a mission, vision, value statement and virtue statement, and I focus heavily on physical, mental, and spiritual fitness, disciplines, health. And when things get tough, you're definitely tested in those areas to make sure you stay disciplined and stay motivated to continue doing it. And then you just learn from it, constantly learn from it. You make mistakes, you fail, you learn from it. But expectations, that's been a topic for me for about a week now. And it's not fun because I think with road rage, when people expect, let's say, when the motorcycle rider expects the car driver to do what they're supposed to do, reacts in anger, and we've seen this where they'll go up to the driver and basically say, "You did this. You did this. You're not supposed to do this." We never see the driver respond kindly because nobody likes to be told what to do. Nobody likes to be told what to do. They know that okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but who are you to tell me what to do? And I think there comes a point when it comes to communication where it's more of a like, hey, this is what happened, just letting you know, or don't even say anything. And we kind of get into the point of like, well, how are they supposed to know if you don't tell them? And that's a tough one. Because with car drivers and people on the road, who cares? That's how I kind of see it. They're strangers. They're absolute strangers. They have no importance to your life. No importance. You're never going to see them again. So why do you care if they improve? I get it. We all want society to improve and whatnot. That's kind of what I'm doing here. But you guys are here on your own free will. And I see a lot of the same names. So it's hard. Like, there's no real reason to do it for the road rage stuff, but that's when it gets hard because when you're in an actual like relationship with family and friends and boyfriend or girlfriend or even a boss or a coworker, it feels like there's this team aspect to it. There's this we're all supposed to kind of grow together aspect. And so you want them to learn. And I'm just kind of coming to the realization, because it's something I've already known. I just must have forgot. Or it's been a blind spot for a little bit. Is that it still doesn't matter. Even with those personal relationships. You want to maintain the relationships, family and whatnot, parents and whatnot. But it really just kind of comes down to acceptance of who they are, and is that something that you're okay with, or is it something that you can learn to be okay with? And then what is it that you can do? What is it that you can do for yourself? What skills do you need to learn to manage that relationship? What's the skills that you need to do to manage riding in your area? Do you need to know better progressive braking and emergency swerves because your area is absolutely insane compared to some other areas? Would you rather move to a different area where there's less traffic? Would you leave a relationship for less stress? I don't know. There's so many ways you can use motorcycle riding as a metaphor for life. Hey, how you doing, Colin? Sometimes you need to educate people. I can get annoyed and yell on my bicycle, but if I catch them, I try to be calm and explain what I was displeased with. Yeah, and that's where you say you get annoyed and yell on your bicycle. So you have your emotions and thoughts, and then your behavior when you interact with somebody else, you try to be calm and explain. And that's a big thing. I'm doing good, Colin. That's a big thing because like everyone like I'm not saying like don't have the feelings of frustration, don't have the feelings of anger. It's just how's your behavior being applied to other people? Uh, there's plenty of stuff in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, when it comes to these three main points. And you have feelings, thoughts, and behaviors. Your behaviors can bleed into your feelings and thoughts. Your feelings can influence your thoughts, which can influence your behavior. Your feelings can go straight to behavior, which will influence your thoughts later of regret and a few things. So working out is a pure behavior. Maybe you don't feel like it, maybe, or whatever. It's like you go work out, all of a sudden you feel better. Now you start thinking better. If you feel like not working out, you start talking to yourself to not work out. Well, it could influence your behavior of actually not working out. You could be thinking like, I have so much to do. I really want to work out. I feel like working out, but then you choose not to because now your thoughts are telling your behavior not to do it, even though your feelings are aligned with the behavior you want. The main thing here that I've learned quite a bit from the CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, in my own personal, is that at the end of the day, you can have whatever thoughts, you can have whatever feelings, but your behavior has to be something that is a positive. It just has to be. You can feel like absolute dog crap. You can feel angry. You can think negative thoughts. But your behavior needs to be positive. And it doesn't mean like, in an emergency situation where like somebody's trying to kill you. It's like, hey, I'm really angry and I probably should defend myself, but I'm going to be kind. No, it's fight for your life. Be violent. But when it comes to like that behavior, like when I say positive, I'm not saying be a pushover, let people do these things. This is why I have that mission, vision, value, virtue statement. And so my behavior, I make sure at my absolute best, we're all failures. We all fail sometimes. I do my absolute best to make sure my behavior is in line with my mission, vision, virtues, and value statement. My values. My thoughts and feelings might fail against that like half the time, most of the time. But I try my best to make sure my behaviors stick to that. So it's really, it takes a lot of effort. It's much easier when you have something to look at and say, this is how I should act. And that's why we have the Smart Rider principles, when it's like, how should I ride a motorcycle? What kind of motorcycle rider should I be? I don't feel like it. I'm thinking about like not doing, like I don't want to wear gear. Like it's hot. I'm feeling hot. I'm thinking I should probably just wear a helmet and gloves. I know I have a jacket, pants, and boots too. And then now my behavior is I'm out riding in the heat with just a helmet and gloves, with a t-shirt, shorts, and tennis shoes. Well, the Smart Rider principles say acquire and use personal protective equipment. So when you're having that difficulty and it's like, I don't want to do it, stick to the values, stick to the principles. Just do it. Because then you're creating a new habit of when you don't feel like doing something, you still do the right thing. And that's the thing, is you got to peg yourself to what the right thing is. And a lot of people don't have role models and mentors to tell them what the right thing is. And that's why I stick with Christianity for the most part when it comes to what I believe the right thing is. The Courage to Be Disliked is a great book that has helped me with a lot of controlling my emotions. I'll check that out. I don't think I've read that one. Yeah. So I just wanted to share the expectations when it comes to the road rage stuff. I wanted to share a little bit when it comes to that personal stuff. This is something that was just kind of been on my mind for the week. It was a good refresher. There's some fail points on my end. So once again, taking accountability. It's like, all right, what can I do better? Kind of pulling yourself out of a negative cycle to bring yourself back in line with your values. I highly recommend you guys get some get your own values. So I'll just share mine real quick. I'll share mine. Let's see. Let's double check, make sure. Oh, that one doesn't have my virtues. There we are. And I'm working on a new one because things do change. So I'm going to read it out for you. So the mission statement: to live a life defined by purposeful action, moral integrity, and personal responsibility, where every decision and interaction is guided by a commitment to treating others with dignity and respect, embracing life's challenges with resilience, and seeking a deeper understanding of our role in the wider community and the divine plan. So this is like my own thing. This is like a vision for what I hope will happen if I do that. But mainly, and I pulled from different philosophies in Christianity. Autonomy and personal responsibility, universal dignity and respect, resilience and inner peace, compassion, forgiveness, and the virtues that will help me get to that. Integrity and honesty, courage and fortitude, reflectiveness and mindfulness, and love and service. So for me, whenever I'm having those feelings of frustration or anger or sadness or whatever it is that's going to make me act in that way, because I'm having those thoughts and now my behavior is going to act in that way. Before I act, I always try to look at this or try to remember it. So I want to build resilience, offer dignity and respect to the other person, value their autonomy, my own personal responsibility, compassion and forgiveness, being honest, having courage to actually do it. So that's where I'm trying to get at when it comes to the road rage stuff, because we're going to see some road rage stuff. But I just want to share that. That's been my week. I try to share something new every week when it comes to mental, physical, and spiritual disciplines, not just motorcycle riding. All right, guys. Here we go. We're gonna get into this. Make sure you guys grab a slice of pizza. Make sure you guys get a slice of pizza. We're gonna jump into some crashes and close calls. Because I did all that. Agent Reaver, awesome. We get into all of that because here at the academy, I like to still call it an academy, but we're kind of moving. This is like the clubhouse. We're moving into the clubhouse because we're launching basically a new online motorcycle club called the Smart Rider Crew. And it originally kind of came from the idea of like I wanted to create my own motorcycle training organization, Motorcycle Training Concepts. We kind of went through that, established 25 years ago. The DDFM crew is pretty awesome. That's kind of like the open public thing, but we're moving away from DDFM because it's not just about me. It's not the Fireman crew. It's the Smart Rider crew. And so I'm launching an online motorcycle club called the Smart Rider Crew. And right now we have a couple we have quite a few members actually. Right now there is a link in the chat, and it's based on the Smart Rider Crew is based on the Smart Rider principles, and it's going to be an educational club. So we're focused on getting new riders on the road. We're focused on getting them safely, either bypassing the MSF or preparing for the MSF. And so there's a lot of training involved. I'm working on the Smart Rider training manual. That's the main manual that's going to get you riding from 0 to nothing. We have the Smart Rider drills with 24 slow speed drills. So that's going to be something fun that we all kind of get together, go into a parking lot. But the Smart Rider membership right now, it's $120 a year. But before the Smart Rider training manual is launched, there is a discount for it. So you can become a founder, $60 a year. Forever, basically. This probably go up, but it's going to be $120 a year once the Smart Rider training manual is open. And the whole idea behind it is that it's going to be, like I said, a virtual club. It's an online club. We're utilizing the Discord server right now, so there's 7,000 people in there. We're utilizing the Discord right now for communication between everybody, but the training stuff is going to happen on this website. And I would love to be able to do virtual bike nights. The Smart Rider Games is something that we're going to be doing. I'm going to probably switch it from an 8-week thing to a 4-week thing every 3 months or every quarter. We're going to have the Smart Rider Games, but we're going to have like some challenges here and there, like a physical challenge. We're going to have maybe like a little book club challenge type thing. The Smart Rider Games, we're going to have the bike night. And one thing I want to start doing, and it's what I just did right there, is we just talk real quick. And right now it's kind of like a one to a bunch. Maybe at some point I'll be able to do it on the Discord. We can have, communication between each other. But every week I'm going to be doing something like that. And it's going to be like a weekly check-in from the crew chief, me. So we're going to do that. There's a bunch involved. And when you become a member, you get all the courses. Whenever I make a course, you just get them. You don't have to pay for them separately or anything. You're just going to get it. And then whenever I make a new Smart Rider motorcycle training booklet with the new drills, discounts, and new products, discounts, a bunch of different stuff. So if you want to join, we do have some members here. We had some new members recently. I want to. I'll have to like download the contacts and everything. But we have some members. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's see how many members we have already. And these are all founding members. Let's see. 33 members. 33 members of the Smart Rider crew. So my goal is like 1,000. I would love to get 1,000. Let's start with 500. My goal is 500 members, and I would love to be able to host local stuff, being able to do the timing for the games like every quarter, maybe do some drills, some group rides and whatnot. But join up right now. It's 60. Yeah, become a founder. And join the Discord. That's free. And we're going to be doing more. I'm going to keep improving and adding more. And I got some good feedback on the Discord, actually. Somebody wants a different channel or a forum where we can find people in your area to do the Smart Rider drills with. And I think that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe I can help set up some things. And I can't wait. All right. Which laser timer did I buy? There's a laser timer. It's kind of expensive. I wish they made ones cheaper. Let's go to my laser timer. I have two. I have one that has an entry and exit, and then I have one that's just like one entry, one exit. Bought it back in 2021. That's the one I got. So I'll go ahead. Where's the share button? Where's the share button? Yeah, I bought it back in November. I don't want to share it. Is that the share button? No. I'll share it. Laser timer. Boom. It's safer to ride at the flow of traffic. Rafael, I think. It's safer to ride at the flow of traffic because if you're the slowest one, maybe be off to the right, or I don't know what part the slow lane is in your area, but for the most part, it's safer to ride at the flow of traffic. If the flow of traffic is more than what you're comfortable with, you might have to find a different road to get where you're going. I wish the affiliate link was 99% off. I mean, I've had it for what? It's going to be 4 years now. It's working great. Still working. Yeah, definitely flow traffic. 1 second. Yeah, so I'm working on the training manual. Let's see if I can show you guys a little bit. I'm going to open up Adobe Premiere Pro. So make sure you guys hit that like button. 80 of you in here. We're gonna get started pretty soon. Let's see if we can get 75 likes total. We're at 40, but let's see if I can. I'll show you a little bit. It's gonna be a little awkward on the smaller screen because I'm using an ultra wide here. I like to keep you guys updated. It's rendering. Oh, it won't play the sound. It won't play the sound. I'm watching the... But... So we're doing parking lot stuff, motorcycle operation, what the rear brake is, how to actually move the bike. It's in first gear. Actually, how to do that. And then we have friction zone, braking. Showing you how to actually do the frictions. I'm sorry, how to shift into first gear, get into neutral. This is all within a parking lot. Friction zone, getting yourself into friction zone. Talking about progressive braking, you know, the orange, being able to like squeeze it gently. Progressive braking. And then, so we got that, and then we got apartment riding. So we're actually out there riding in the apartments. It's working with proxies in lower range. That's why it looks a little fuzzy. So I'm out there riding, showing you how to actually ride the motorcycle, doing straight line weaves, U-turns, tight turns from a stop. Here's a U-turn practice. I think there's a women's variant. This is the Climb Marrakesh. Yeah, we don't need to save that. Let's go and take a look at that. We're just kind of hanging out right now. So RevZilla. Climb Marrakesh. I got this one. Is that a new one? Looks new because it doesn't have. No, I didn't get the climb. Did I get the climb latitude? No, they must have updated. I believe it's the Marrakesh. This might be an updated one. Let's take a look. Climb. I think I mixed and matched because I wanted it to look like a firefighter jacket. It wasn't the Dakar. Wasn't the Carlsbad. It looks like the Latitude, but it's not. So there's a women's Avalon. There's a women's Marrakesh. Let's go ahead and open a new link there. Was it the No, it wasn't the Baja. Was it the Baja? No, it wasn't the Baja. Because I know I got a different... I think I got a different pair of pants. I like it, though. Let's do Climb pants. The car, Marrakesh. I mean, they must have changed it up. They must have changed it up since I bought it. You know, I got the Baja. So I got the Baja pants. Yeah, I got the Baja pants. Did I get the Climb Baja jacket? Because it matches. I mean, this looks like it, but I have zippers. I have zippers right here. But it's the same color. They must have updated it. Because there's only one zipper right here now. There's only one zipper right here. I have one right here also. I have two. So I got the Baja pants and the Marrakesh jacket. Love them. They look great. They're expensive, but I mean, they're lasting. You can't go wrong with Climb gear. What do you guys have? What do you guys have? Well, we still have the Smart Rider games going on. You get free 8 drills. 8 drills if you go here. It comes with a download. I'm going to post that. It comes with a download. Just put your name, email. We have, I mean, the 2-pole run is week 5. This is where you enter your times. These are all closed off. You get the drills. And that's me. You get your free Smart Rider tournament package. But we got some stuff here. Right now, let's take a look. I have to add up this last week's tournament scores. Oops, not that. Season 1. There we go. Let's go to the Discord because that's where I posted the announcement. So these are the week 3 leaderboards. I have to update the week 4 leaderboards. So weeks 1 through 3, Nathan Schober. First place so far, 28 points total. Second place, very close, Neil. Sam Trutna, 3rd place. Chris Faber, 4th place. Benjamin, 5th place. 6th place is a tie at 10 points. Bob and Michael. And 8th place is a 3-way tie so far. Right here, Mike, Chase, and Lauren. And then Moto Gaga's, I think you're in the chat, maybe, but I know you're in the Discord. Tied for 11th place because if there's a tie for 8th place, 3 of them, 11th place. Ben, and Moto Gaga. I wonder if it's the same Ben. I have to adjust that. I have to double check. Oh, that's not good. Donkey Dong Doug, and Dave Claude. So just guys, I mean, if you get first place a couple times, you could probably beat Nathan. He's actually really good. Here's Nathan's. I'm sorry, where's Nathan? We'll take a look at Neil's. Look at Neil doing it. Yeah, not full gear, but whatever. Let's just take a look. This is the Lefty Lucy. Look how smooth that is. Look at that. Nathan is Dirty Yogurt. Hey, Neil, hey, you're in here, dude. That was you. Good job, dude. So Dirty Yogurt is Nathan. Okay. Let's take a look at Nathan's. I was going to say, because like it linked specifically. I like this point of view. Look at this. Lefty Lucy. It's a tough exercise. Like right there, you really have to slow down, and then it's fun to accelerate out. That's a nice parking lot. It's hard to see him, though. He's got full camo. But yeah, everyone's doing great. I love to see it. You guys are doing awesome. I love the chat. We're all like encouraging each other. I got to update this week on the Discord for the standings. We need to see Nathan's other video. Which one? I only saw a motorcycle. Yeah. I want to get a fancy airbag. vest so I can feel extra MotoGP. Yeah. 2 deer, 1 highway. Uh-oh. That's an interesting. All right. We're going to jump into this one. It's the most recent video he posted. Okay, let's take a look. I don't think I saw it yet, if it's his most recent. Oh, this is week 4. Let's take a look. Oh, he dropped it. So this is the righty-tighty. Oh. Wait, no. It's not the righty-tighty. It's the glide. That was the glide. Let's take a look at that. So the glide goes around those last 3 and all of them, and then you have to go around in the middle and exit after going around all 3. It's a fun one. That's the glide. Oh, yogurt. Oh, yogurt. Okay, well, Neil did great there, too. Let's take a look. There we go. There's yogurt. There's yogurt. What kickstand? Uh-oh. He smacked the cone. It is what it is. Oh, I've done that. He's got crash bars. We've all done that. He cut that a little close. Let's watch it one more time. That's a good glide, though. It's a good glide. He cut that cone a little short. I've done that a few times, and then I've dropped the bike a few times. So cut that real close, real short. Because you kind of want to... That's the point, is like you're really trying to make it as quick as possible. Yeah, right? That lean angle. Oh. At least he didn't get his leg underneath. That would have sucked. Walked it away. There you go. Super strong. He just lifted up. Camera's doing fine. That's a good thing, too. $56 likes. Let's get to 75. These are all videos from the Smart Rider games. For everyone's viewing pleasure. Dirty yogurt. Nice. And if you do participate, and you're on the Discord and you do participate in the games, you get a special Discord role. Let's go ahead and bring that up so you guys can see. So this was the video that he posted, but you get a special Discord role. The Smart Rider Games competitor. You guys are doing great. Love to see it. Love the participation. The cargo pockets add weight. It pulled him over. I seen it. You guys are doing awesome. I haven't been including my times. I probably be in the middle of the pack. It's kind of hard to explain and show. I think if I went hard, I could beat you all. No, I don't care if I do. I love to see like everyone do their best. It's impressive. I wish I had my FTR working. I could lean on that thing. Woo-wee. I'm doing a Honda Rebel 500 though. All right, guys, we're going to jump into 63 likes. Hey, 12 more. We're going to get started on these crashes. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Let's take a look. Just the intro. Oh. A little bit of a wheelie. There's some crashes. Face first. Moments away from disaster. Now, we talked a little bit about road rage. Let's see if anybody has any you thought I froze. See if anybody has any expectations of like other drivers, because that's what we talked about a little bit. Make sure I got my pen out. Yeah, we got the pen. Very nice. Doing good, Odin. It's important to stay positive unless it's COVID or AIDS. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. Oh, I'm all out. I'm all out of the America Pop. This is like one of my favorite ghosts now. I could take this off in about an hour. Donated some blood. I'm going to be filming again tomorrow. I got some booklets to ship out today, but we do have 2 videos today. We're going to get started with 11 more likes, but I see some of you guys are popping in. It's Missy. Good to see you guys. Once again, we are launching an online motorcycle club. So think of it, I don't want to say think of it, that's what it is. So I'm working hard on a crew charter, a club charter for that. There are going to be standards. I know we just talked about expectations and whatnot, but I do want to have some standards when it comes to the club. I want to do some charity work. I want to make sure that we're all practicing, we're all helping each other with gear. It's basically like the Discord, but more. And so I'm working on the crew charter. I did my Q3 schedule. I'm going to probably work on my Q4 schedule in 2 months. But I do want to make an announcement, though, starting next week. This is something I was waiting for some of you guys to pop in. I'm going to be doing these live streams, these Riding Smart live streams, the crashes and close calls, on Tuesdays. We're moving it from Friday to Tuesday. Okay, so next Tuesday it's gonna be the new thing. We're doing live streams on Tuesdays, but at the beginning of the live stream where we just kind of sit and chat and hang out and we talk about stuff and kind of getting like up to like what do we do this week and like what's gonna happen next week. Here's the new things that are happening with the challenges that we're gonna have in the club. It's basically going to be like a weekly newsletter. I'm going to have a live stream in the evening on Thursdays. So we're doing 2 live streams a week. Okay, so 2 live streams a week. We're going to do the crashes and close calls on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then we're going to go ahead. I want to do it at home. I want to do the live stream the Thursday one at home. So it's going to be more personal, kind of hanging out, like when we're out here in the dorm room. So since I don't have to stay here in the dorm room, and you guys can see that, you're going to see the inside of where I live, and we're just going to have a Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time later of just a quick chat, hangout, max an hour. Just going to hang out and chat. We're going to talk about certain things like what we got through the week. Hey, we had the Smart Rider Games. Week 3 just ended, blah, blah, all these things. Hey, virtual bike night, 3rd Thursday of the month. I really want to get that going. Hey, this is what I have on the docket. What are you guys up to? Hey, what's the physical challenge that we're doing? I do want to do a physical challenge. I want to do like a month in a quarter, where it's like, hey, we're doing 10,000 steps. We're doing this many push-ups this month. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this. 10,000 steps a day, and then like be accountable to each other. So it's going to be a fun physical, mental, and spiritual club. And then the games, that's going to be fun because I want to show more of the game stuff. But on the live stream here, when it comes to the crashes and close calls, I know a lot of people, I see the analytics. It keeps going down every single time I talk about something other than crashes and close calls. And so I want to kind of separate the learning with the club. So 2 live streams a week, Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is what we're doing. And then Thursdays at 5 p.m., we're going to be doing a kind of like get-together chat. It's going to be on YouTube. Just letting you know. Hey, Jonathan Martinez, how you doing? Got your motorcycle license at MSF course, and you did a video on me. Might have been a long time ago. Don't drink and ride kids. Let her do the riding. Well, I don't want to ride kids. Kind of weird. A little weird. Is that Pacific Standard Time? So I know Pacific, they do like daylights. This is why I do like mountains. It's basically Arizona time. So what's Pacific to Arizona time? It's the same time right now. So it's 11:52 a.m. Josephine, welcome. Became a member. Welcome. So it'll be the same time for now until you guys go do your daylight thing. Well, didn't America get rid of that? Didn't America get rid of that? I don't know. I thought they did. Not yet? Okay. You're getting your EMTB cert for med school, but also helping rescue other riders. Any tips on learning content? Like if you want to take another course, I highly recommend the TECC, Tactical Emergency Casualty Care. And then since you already getting your EMT, you don't really need to know this as much, but stop the bleed. Take a stop the bleed class. That's really good. Because then you're going to dive into tourniquets. I don't know if your EMTB cert dives into tourniquets and packing the wound. Obviously, like when you become an EMT, but you're doing it for med school. But if you become an EMT and you have to work within your scope of practice. So if like your medical director says you can't use tourniquets or you can't pack the wound, don't do it because you're going against what you're supposed to be doing. But it's more like a gee whiz helpful because bleeding control is most people die in trauma scenarios because of loss of blood. So motorcycle accidents is a trauma scenario. So they're going to, for the most part, a lot of people die because of loss of blood. So if you can stop the bleed, stop bleeding until they can get surgery in a definitive care situation, they're going to be able to survive. But a lot of people die before they even get to that definitive care. So being able to stop the bleed is very important. And TECC, Tactical Emergency Casualty Care, is going to give you a little bit more. They will teach you how to do accredited. I forgot the word for it, but they're going to teach you that. They're going to teach you how to do needle decompression. They're going to teach you how to set up IVs and do an IV. But a lot of it's like active shooter stuff, so penetrating trauma. But you're going to be doing, there's a whole acronym for it, but it's called MARCH. But you're going to be doing basically stop the bleed at a high level, very high level. I would put it anywhere between, it's past EMT and it's like right below paramedic because you're not using medications, and it's focused heavily on trauma. And so that's really cool. And it's a lot of fun. It's a 2-day course. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to probably do it again next year because my 4-year cert is coming up in 2026. What else could you do? Do some ride-alongs. That'd be good. Ride-alongs at the fire department because it's mostly EMS. Did I get cleared from cancer? So I had a mole on my back, and they did an incision and they cut out a mole. It was irregular and a little bit large, but it didn't have all 4. But it was like a precancerous thing when it comes to possible melanoma. I did have squamous cell carcinoma a couple years ago, and they took that out, and I haven't had any reoccurrences. But I'm getting moles. There is a mole on the back of my calf that I'm not super concerned about. It's irregular but not large. Good color. So I just sold the Harley and got the Indian. Oh, that was a while back. That was 2019. Did I ask to keep it? No. I got a nice scar on my back. Let's see. Right in the middle. OnlyFans stream. 67 likes, guys. We're going to get started at 75. Yeah, things happen. We kind of talked about expectations, right? And so it's like, I could be upset. And like, I expect to not have any medical problems in my life. That's not going to happen. I've had plenty. ACLs and a bunch of other stuff. Mainly physical, but I can expect to not have medical problems and then get angry when I do. Or I can just say, I accept the reality of it. What is it that I can do to move on from this? So, I had to get it cut out. Wasn't fun. I ran the Ragnar relay race with stitches in my back. You just got to do what you got to do. Got itchy. Got a little itchy. Yeah, dude, I got like my forearms. I'm just like noticing like tons of moles, like little ones. And I got one up here. that I'm not super concerned about. I'm always worried about irregular and then color. And I get checked every 6 months. I get checked. 74 likes, one more like, we're get started. And I use sunscreen a lot. I've been trying to find sunscreen that doesn't have, that aluminum dioxide or whatever it is. I want something else. But I also like getting tan. But I used to go for long walks and be out with a boonie hat, long sleeve UPF 50 shirt, pants and everything, even in 100-degree heat. 78 likes. The AC, I had level 1 close to level 2 tears in both ACLs during the last Fire Academy back in 2017. I tore my left, and it was MRI'd. And I tore my left the second week of a 14-week academy, and then I felt the same exact symptoms on my right on the third week. So I did the whole Fire Academy with instability, pain. Man, I was like popping naproxen like well above the dosage that you're supposed to. It was tough. You had to run everywhere. You couldn't walk on campus. You had to run everywhere in big boots, climb stairs, do everything. It was tough. People were getting injured left and right. But I didn't want to get kicked out. I didn't want to complain. I didn't want to fall behind. So all the running PTs and everything, brutal. Just sucked it up. Tried to nurse it when I get home. Epsom salt baths, ice. Just sleep, eating. I ate a ton and lost a ton of weight. I before David Goggins, I was doing David Goggins. Like just during the academy, I was hurting. They got rather mad at you. Oh, geez. All right, 79 likes, guys. We have to get started. We're an hour and 12 minutes into it. We're probably going to get 2 hours out of this, maybe 2.5 hours out of this live stream. I'm going to edit those videos. I'm going to go ahead and put them up. YouTube members get access to the Sunday video. I have some booklets to ship out. So if you guys get a booklet, that's another thing is if you order one of these booklets, the physical games booklet, you're going to get the older booklet too with it. It's a 2-for-1 deal, basically, no change. So go ahead and grab that if you want. I'm shipping out multiple booklets because people are getting the games too. That's great. And then once those are sold out, I'm the new 24 drills. I'm making a new booklet, and that will be on there. It's gonna be the same drills that are on the website right now for $19. It's digital download. And working on the Smart Rider training manual. And once that's complete, I'm gonna work on a booklet for that. And then we're gonna start doing that. And then we have the Smart Rider Crew Club going on. In the very initial stages right now. So once the Smart Rider training manual that's my new focus is the crew. And we're gonna have one of the best, safest, most badass clubs. It's gonna be fun. What's my opinion on poker runs? I think they're fun. I've never done one, but I read about them and I've seen people do it and they've explained what they do. I think it's fun going from point A to point B to point A to point B, but like just keep going, having fun as long as nobody's drinking. That's the thing. It's like I'm not a big fan of group rides that are drinking. I don't like. I know we're gonna get started, guys. I don't like the idea of bike nights at bars. I don't understand bike nights at bars. I just don't get it. I mean, I get it's a place that I'll hang out, but for me, I like the bike night, like the bikes at like a coffee. Like we all meet up in the morning with our bikes and get coffee and breakfast. And then no mimosas, just and you either take off for a group ride or you go home for the rest, like for the evening or and do whatever it is you need to do for that day. Big fan of that. And that's why I want to have in the future bike nights or bike mornings with coffee. And we're in a parking lot doing Smart Rider drills or just hanging out. Like if you want to do drills and compete, like hey, like 8 of us are there and like one of you are like, hey, I'm gonna challenge you to like the glide. I set it the laser timer. It's like, go have fun, do your thing. We're all just kind of hanging out. So, so would you get mad at the biker staying under overpass next to your truck with the red ember? No, I wouldn't. Probably talk to him. Because I would know. It's like, dude, you don't have AC. You're in the shade. Cool. And I'd be like, you have any questions? Especially if I'm not busy or anything. I'd be like, you have any questions? Like, you know what we're doing here? I can't tell you HIPAA laws about the patient, but look at this car. No, I wouldn't care. I don't know why they did. Bikes and pizzas, bikes and donuts. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing here. That's what I would like to do. I'd like to have this in real life. You know how fun that would be? All right, guys, we're going to get started. We hit 80 likes. We're going to hit that record button. Shoot, what should I... I'm just going to do an ad at the beginning. You guys know how that goes. I'm not even going to do an ad. I'm just going to talk about it and for real. Like, just be like, hey, something pops up. We got the crew. We got the club. All right. Because I'm focused on other things. So 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody. We got a Moto Stars video today. This is one of the newer ones. This came out last week. We got some crashes and close calls. The whole point of this is to utilize the plan method. We're going to be focusing on positioning for safety, locating hazard situations, assessing relevant threats, and then navigating active threats. And it's basically like search, evaluate, execute in the MSF, but I like this one. It's based on the OODA loop. Let's bring that back up. So we're going to be utilizing this for every single situation, trying to see how we can be better riders, using people moments away from disaster and understanding, so we don't have to put ourselves in these situations. So this is a safety video. So here we go.
I've got another test video for you.
So right up to a stop, nice little rolling stop, not a big deal. He did a good head check.
So check this out, right safe.
Road surface looks fine. We got pedestrians here. Nice little speed bump. Oh, yeah, going over a bump. Oh, he's knocked out. That's not good. That's considered a traumatic brain injury. His brain shut off and turned back on. I'm more concerned after a crash like this to have a brain bleed. So total confusion, yes. When it comes to the rescue card, so this is going to be the front side of the card. So you want to remain calm, ensure own safety, stop major bleeds. Quickly assess severity. So on the severity side, head injury symptoms, disorientation, nausea, vomiting, vision impairment, loss of balance, or persistent headache. That's going to be a traumatic brain injury. There's different levels to it. So having a headache after crashing but not losing consciousness, it's still considered a traumatic brain injury. It's just like that lower level. And you can get higher and higher and higher to the point where you're unconscious and you're having memory problems every 10 minutes when you finally become conscious and everything like that. And one thing I like to go ahead and point out when it comes to kind of what your brain is doing inside your skull when you hit the ground like that, this is why we have a helmet, because it's going to absorb a ton of that impact, is that I want you to stand wherever you're at, maybe not in the office and you look weird, but whatever. Go ahead and stand and then shake your head back and forth for a little bit. You're going to feel a little bit of pain in your brain. Okay, there's no pain, no pain sensors inside your brain, but you're going to feel your brain and there's some pain, okay? But what's happening is your brain is hitting the inside of the skull. So it's called coup contra coup. So coup contra coup. So what's happening is your brain hits this side, your head is moving this way still, so your brain is lagging, hits the other side, and it's like doing this on the inside of your skull. And that's what's happening in a crash like this. When you hit the ground really hard, the brain hits, bounces, stabilizes. Kind of like a shock absorb system. That's where the cerebral spinal fluid really comes in handy, because it's shaking inside fluid. And that's what's happening here. So you're not going to be able to tell yourself, hey, sit down, relax, and calm yourself. But if you ever come up to somebody that crashed, like you're in a group ride, and you see this confusion, be like, dude, I'm here. Now your brain. Sit him down. Because you don't know if he's going to have a loss of blood pressure, which he's going to fall again. Because if you drop blood pressure, you basically pass out. It's called syncope. You're going to hit your head again, especially now that he doesn't have a helmet. So sit him down. Let the brain reboot. And I like to ask questions. You know, it's like, hey, I want you to remember this. Apple, table, penny. Okay, I'm going to ask you this in a couple minutes. See if you remember. Hey, do you remember what I said to you? What were the 3 words? Apple, table, penny. Okay, cool. You're aware. It's one of the things that we did on EMS scenes. So what happened? So we're coming up to here. He lifted his butt. Very good. So what he's doing, so you see the camera angle is like where he's sitting down, and then all of a sudden he's like up here. So what he's doing is standing up a little bit, lifting his butt, because once that back end hits the speed, this is a speed hump, not a speed bump. Once that back end hits, it's going to buck him a little bit. So if you're sitting down, it's going to make you kind of go up when that back tire hits the speed hump. So when he lifts his legs are acting as shock absorbers. So that's really good. It's just that our right hand wasn't gripping onto that handlebar, and it kind of launched off. So he's covering the brakes. You see covering the brakes right there? Just go ahead and put your hands over it. Grab it. That's why his left hand didn't fall off. So yeah, he was knocked out cold, wakes up. So this is a worse TBI than just like being conscious and having a headache. Now he's unconscious, rebooted, and his brain is not working. Okay, let's go ahead. Do an oopsie daisy. Okay, what do we have here? We have a vehicle, not a big deal. Okay, going through, oh, sharp turn. Okay, it's fun. Oh, we're with our friends for videos. Okay. So when we're with our friends for videos and photos, our main idea is to get a really cool lean angle. Really cool lean angle so that we can get that photo, right? So we're pushing our skill a little bit. Maybe we're pushing our body off a little bit more. We're going pretty low, and it's going to cause ourselves some issues, especially if it's outside of our skill set. You can still look cool in a still photo if you're going slow. You don't have to go fast. So it was a nice little low side. He's got a jacket at least.
Yeah, fine.
You saw his pants rip a little bit. Right there. See how easy it is just to rip the pants? This is why we have armor in our knees for gear. So always acquire and use personal protective equipment.
You good? Yeah, I'm fine.
See how quick that was? That could be your flesh.
Bum.
Are you alright?
Ah.
Are you okay?
I leaned it. I got knee down.
Gotta do it for the gram.
Yeah, I'm right.
You'd be surprised how often this happens.
need
People
that.
low siding, trying to like look cool.
Did I get on video?
Oh no, that's
Down?
Car almost takes me out on the motorcycle. Oh. Applied some brakes. He did a response, and he did a little swerve. It's hard to see at the time, you know, like what you need to do. Like, why was this person acting like an idiot? So once I start seeing something like that, I'm like, I don't like that. That's weird. I'm immediately going to take evasive action, even though he's right there. As soon as I see an uncommon thing in a common situation, this is uncommon. The common thing would be he doing this, and it's common that we're all in the right spots. But he's doing something weird. So as soon as I see something weird, I'm going to move over. I might look like I'm a little jumpy. I don't care. This person is obviously not in control of their car, and you don't know what they're going to do. But good job. Doing that little braking, and they're like, oh, crap. So he's applying the brakes here, and then he's like, what do I do next? A little bit of a swerve, but guess what? That's all it took. Good job. I would have moved over a little bit sooner, but then again, I wasn't in the situation. We don't know how he was paying attention, what he was paying attention. That lady was throwing rocks at cars. Oh. Could have been a deadly accident. I dropped back to find the direction. Okay, showing newer rider around Houston. He almost crashed. Okay, newer riders, take it nice and easy. Ooh, hard to see that. Hard to see that, but good job on a swerve. Let's take a look. Last second swerve. So good job. He saw it. So if that's a new rider, really good with the emergency maneuvers. That's why it's very important to have emergency maneuvers in your pocket, even as a new rider, because you might not have seen it, whatever it is, but if you don't have the skill set, you're going to run right into it. So this is a good save. As soon as he saw it, swerved hard. Now, maybe he wanted to go right. Doesn't matter. You swerve and get yourself out of there, take the next exit. Okay, and this is why you guys talk on your Cardo Pack Talks. You know, if you want to get, it's 10% off, link in the description, but get a duo with your buddy, and then you guys can split the cost, and you guys get 2 units. Link in the description for that.
Bro, no way.
Good job.
No way, bro.
Now, that's scary to see.
You almost crashed. No.
All right, here we go.
This is a great example of how ignoring road markings usually ends, especially
Yeah, if you see chevrons or sharp left turn marking, oh, he's talking about the paint lines. Yeah, the paint lines could be an issue. So as soon as he went over the paint lines, so if you're a brand new rider and you don't know, because you're usually driving a car and you run over paint lines all the time, not a big deal, right? But on a motorcycle, you have 2 tires and it's a single line, basically. Cars, you have 4, so one slips, you have balance. Here, though, paint lines, if they don't put the granules in it, like the sand, it's very slippery when wet, or even just slippery. And so when we get our front tire on it, especially in a turn like this, it can lose traction. So always avoid paint lines as best as you possibly can, especially in a turn. I mean, if you really want to get super close, just get close like to here. You don't need to be on the line, okay? So adjust yourself. If you're getting closer to the line, go ahead and adjust yourself back to being off the line, okay? Ride within the lines, just like drawing as a kid within the lines. Because once you hit that, you lose traction sometimes. So this is a high side, so it started falling down, and then it caught traction, and he's flipping them over. That's very high impact. If you notice right there, that's the high impact part, and then boom, right in the head. This is why you wear gear. He's got gear. That's good. That's it. Yeah, I treat paint it exactly, Hog. Treat paint lines like a wet road. If the road is dry, but there you go. Good job picking it up that way. Pretend the paint is the wet part of the road. Old fear unlocked. I don't do that. It's not worth it. Just wait. Just wait. Don't cut. Just wait right there. Right here. Just wait right here. I get it that motorcycles can do this. All right. Oopsie daisy. So when it comes to slow speed maneuvers and kind of navigating through here, we have Neil in the chat and a few others that are participating in this first season of the Smart Rider games. But we have that booklet. You guys can practice your slow speed maneuvers in a parking lot. I mean, if you are going to do it, practice these. Links in the description for that too. Practice these. You're going to get better at it, and you're probably not going to hit that, okay? You just broke something. All right, here we go. Please wear gear. Those gloves, I don't think are going to offer any protection. I think they're just cloth gloves with no armor. All right, nice little power wheelie. Having fun. It's an open road. Okay, high risk, high skill. You do your thing. Here's the problem is that if you do fail, your head falls off. Now, if you fail, you're going to get road rash. You're going to damage your bike and everything. But my main thing is road rash and broken bones and loss of flesh. And so when we're doing stuff like this, please wear gear. Because if it's high risk, might as well protect yourself just in case. We have to get a thumbnail. So make sure you guys are wearing full gear. This is not full gear. If you're going to spend extra money on protection for your bike, please spend a little extra money in protection for your body. Oh, geez. Same thing, what I'm saying right there. So immediately, with mechanism of injury, look at that left arm. It's just going to get ripped up. And then everything else is going to get ripped up too. Yep, back, everything. Just, you're getting circumference, it's just tearing. Yeah, happy that he's alive. Everyone wears the same colors. It's like a nice little club.
As is often the case when riding in a group.
Okay, we're passing. We're passing before a sharp turn. We're passing before a sharp turn. Be aware that that turn's coming up when you're passing because you're speeding up to go around somebody and then you're not set up for the turn because you're going to a speed of passing. it might not be the same speed you should be entering that turn. So let's see what happens. Probably somebody's going to go wide on this turn.
In a group, one mistake or a small misunderstanding can lead to serious trouble. The rider in front decided to
Road rage.
while overtaking, putting the other rider in a tough spot.
He didn't panic. That wasn't even a sharp turn. That's a different sign then, I guess. Didn't panic. He could have panicked just like this rider.
The rider in a tough spot.
Double yellow as well. Okay. Yeah, he didn't panic here. So this rider didn't feel comfortable passing anymore because he saw the traffic. So he applied the brakes. Not a big deal. Okay, they did their thing. This guy found out, hey, this is going to be my new situation. Did great with the emergency acceleration and emergency swerve around this person to pass. So he could have also applied emergency braking to get back with his buddy, but he made a split-second decision to do emergency acceleration. So a lot of people talk about emergency maneuvers as just swerving and braking. I believe emergency maneuvers include acceleration because we have to get ourselves into a new position for safety. So right now, we're not in a position for safety. He located a hazard. Is it a relevant threat? Yes, it is. How do we navigate this active threat? We emergency accelerate and get ourselves out of it. So good job. You realized it. Had to do what you had to do. Check on your buddy. Talk to him on your cardo. Look how low he's getting. What do you guys think? Crash? Yeah, of course. It says it right there. A little low side. Getting pretty low there. He's got skills. He's got skills. This happens, but if it was on, you know, if it was on a track, not a big deal. The fact that there's no traffic, that's great. But if he ran into traffic or went off the road on this cliff right here, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. So high risk for that. Okay. Open lane pattern. Good job with the swerve. Good job with the swerve. So what I was talking about open lane pattern here. Okay. So if we're going to watch a little bit. Let's go ahead and get to the right at the beginning. Okay. Notice where the red car is. And I do this every time I'm driving, every time I'm riding. Red car is pretty much aligned with that person. I don't know why it's not. Oh, that's why. So red car, this car is aligned with this person. This car is taking off, is going faster. This car does not want to be stuck behind this car and switches lanes to the open lane. Now, he doesn't do it right now because he will see the motorcyclist, but doesn't see us. So, yeah, good observation by the second biker getting himself out of it. So, see how it's going faster? It's going faster. I think there was an indicator. Maybe it's just the sunlight. Yeah, there's the indicator all of a sudden. Maybe there was one earlier. So, indicator is on the vehicle. They don't want to be stuck behind this vehicle. They just saw this person pass thinking that's the only vehicle. They didn't do a head check. They didn't check their blind spot. They didn't check their mirrors. They just went. Okay, they just went. And it was because this is an open lane. Once we see this, see this, we stay out of people's blind spots, and we also make sure that we are in a good position. He's in good position. As soon as this person comes over, we're able to go ahead and just emergency accelerate ourselves out of it. So good job on this rider. But I like to see this before it happens. Yeah, I use it all the time when I'm driving. We have sharp turn up here. You see the chevrons. Okay, very good. Signage, sharp left, sharp right coming up. Here's the sharp left. And we panicked a little bit. Ooh. Oh, chest trauma possibly. Hopefully not too bad. Hopefully no broken ribs. He's guarding his groin and his wrist. His wrist hurts a little bit. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. So this is why I look for the signage. Okay, this sharp left turn's coming up, and I see how the road disappears. For me, I make sure that I'm going at a speed that I can make this turn. He probably thinks this is a speed that he can make this turn, but obviously it wasn't the case. So I always go a little bit slower than what I think I need to be slow so that I can just make the turn. and he just went off-road. So slow it down before the turns. It's not a big deal. You can always add more speed. I wouldn't take the helmet off. He's doing fine. If he wants to take his own helmet off, that's okay. I'm not going to take it off. So he probably has some bloody gums from hitting face first. Yeah. All right, here we go. So you can't see around this corner. It's a line of sight problem. So let's see what happens.
Despite the unexpected situation, this rider
Okay, now we can see. Very good.
without much trouble. Thanks
Can't
to
see the
an
left.
average speed.
What's happening to the left? Let's slow it down a little bit. We don't know. Oh, there it is. Good job with the braking. He couldn't swerve because of the other vehicle. So good job with the progressive braking. Now imagine if he was going super fast. Big problem. Big problem. So slow it down, guys. Ooh, very close. Whoa, that driver is a deep. This driver over here. Why doesn't he give room? So he's passing. I get it. It's like a little close. But look how much. It almost looks like he moved over to like get closer to that guy. I wouldn't have passed, but still. There's the open lane pattern. Open lane pattern right there. You barely see it.
Like somebody that.
Okay. So our lane is moving faster than this stack of vehicles. This guy does not want to be stuck behind the stack of vehicles. We're in the blind spot. And so they switch over without checking their blind spot. So if you see this, at this point you can roll off the throttle or apply the brakes. Or you can accelerate into this position, but now your space cushion is super, super small, and I don't like that. So I would just apply the brakes, let him in. But he does recognize that he's about to do it, so he doesn't do it.
What are you doing?
Open lane pattern. But then again, his lane is now moving quicker. So like people just constantly do this in traffic, and I don't
look. Did you see?
I don't even like
Did I
that.
catch that on camera? Almost
Yeesh.
got smoked by a truck.
Yeah, keep an eye on the road,
Okay.
geezer.
Roundabout intersections, they're also dangerous for motorcycle riders.
Yeah. Like saying newbies, be very vigilant.
And don't worry too much about it.
Pants. What's this person doing?
There's no point in escalating. They're gonna win.
What?
Women get pissed, or not women. Anybody, it was a woman, but people get pissed.
You scared me, beeping more.
Pay attention. You're about to hit the vent. You're about to hit the.
That scared me.
The bus.
You knocked me off beeping. I can see. Use your mirrors.
Not a big deal.
Silly.
Not a big deal.
Oh man.
Close call on ride to work. Dude didn't even look. Let's take a look here. I don't like this position. You see how you can't see around the truck? I would position right here so I can see more around the truck. And that's going to be part of the plan method. So position for safety. I'm positioning off on the right side. Person's going to come into our lane. Yeah. That's another open lane pattern right there. He sees the truck next to him moving faster, and he sees that he's stuck behind a truck with a trailer with a bunch of stuff. He's like, I'm going to switch to the left lane. I'm not even going to look. And you'll see that if you're off into a new position that you can actually have good line of sight. So good job moving over onto the shoulder. At this point, though, I don't want to stay side by side, and I don't want to be on the shoulder. I'm going to roll off the throttle, get behind the white truck. Not a big deal. Just like this. Roll off the throttle, get behind the truck, get off the shoulder. There's a lot of debris on the shoulder. Is this Vegas? Anyways,
Even though the driver was cleared full, this clip perfectly shows
we're in the
why
blind
it's
spot
so
right now.
important to stay out of someone's blind spot.
Yep, we're in the blind spot. Not a big deal. Let him have it. Not a big deal. Let him have it. Okay, what do we got here? We're side by side with the vehicle off to the right. Good job moving over because you're not going to win. So good job moving over. Another blind spot issue. It's an emerging area. So when I'm closer to a merge area like this, and I know people are going to be kind of close here, and I know they're supposed to yield. There's a yield sign for the people coming on. I know that, but still, people will move over last second to allow people in. if I'm side by side or in a blind spot near a merge area, I'm just going to automatically slow down and give this person space to move over because I already know that's what they're going to do. I just don't want to be next to them. So just go ahead and let it, like, you got to flow with traffic like water. You're not fighting and beating yourself against things. You're flowing. When something comes here, you flow around it. And something comes here, you flow around it. You slow it down, you flow around. You just flow. It's much easier. You don't have to deal with a lot of stuff. And that means you're in control too. Look at the clouds. Cumulonimbus. Nimbus. Yeah. They don't look. Corners again, you know. You notice most of the crashes in corners, there's like no other vehicles involved. And that's a statistic. Failure to negotiate a curve is a big reason why people crash on motorcycles. Intersection crashes are also a big reason why people crash in motorcycles. But the curves, it's usually like a hazard that we failed to negotiate around or we're going too fast. Okay, left turner, saw it. Good job with applying the brakes. Moved on. I mean, big roundabouts are basically curves. Nobody did that to him.
Oh.
Legs are okay. Very good. Did a quick check. Going a little too fast around the corner. Leaning it hard. And then possibly, look at that. Right there. You see that? Look at the discoloration in the road. Somebody's dripping oil everywhere. So he hit oil too. That's really what it was. Whoop. Road surface hazard. Pay attention to the road surface hazard. Yeah, oil. Damn, that sucks. That's why you wear gear, just in case.
Straight ahead at. There we.
That was funny. So he's texting. I don't know who he's texting, but they said, ride safe.
Straight ahead at. There we go, there's the car.
There's the car.
Look how close that is.
Good job with the swerve.
An absolute trooper.
Good job. Good after action review too. Yeah, just going over your own footage, seeing what you did, seeing what they did. Line of sight right here. This is why I like this side. Being off to the side of vehicles. Look how far you can see. Do this when you're riding too. Not just at stoplights and stop signs and slow traffic. Be off to the side. He's still in the lane. Not on the line, but still in the lane. But you can see how you can see around. Now, this is also your escape path. You can also go this direction in case something happens. And now look, we're in the middle, can't see around. It's just for the observation. Open lane pattern, the person switched over. Yeah. Dumb driver. Not fun.
Okay.
That's not really a problem. They weren't anticipating you there. You're passing everybody. So, I mean, it's just an honest mistake, not a big deal. That person cut in front of the blue car, not a big deal. Look twice, save a life. Switching multiple lanes, not a big deal, because guess what? We did our own version of an open lane pattern, and we didn't want to be behind those vehicles. We went to the open lane. So it's a normal driving behavior. Okay, somebody gonna switch into you? This person? Okay, we're in their blind spot, so don't hang out in the blind spot. See you later, Hog. Don't hang out in the blind spots. Okay, so make sure you guys go to the parking lot, practice your skills, grab a booklet, grab a Cardo Pack Talk, grab a slice of pizza, and I'll see you guys later. All right, that was the first video. We made it through the first video, guys. We have another one. We have another one. We have another one. This is an older video. It's only a year old. So we did cover this probably last year in May-ish. Probably in May-ish. But we got this other one. And then I got to I have to ship some booklets to you guys. Yeah, just don't fight for space. Just don't fight for space. Practice your drills. Get better on the bike. Your son is taking the MSF tomorrow. Awesome. It's going to have fun. Yeah, I'm going to be filming this weekend some more. So the next part of the Smart Rider training manual for the apartment edition is that we did everything in the apartment. Now we're gonna ride to the parking lot. So our first time on road with traffic. That's what I'm gonna be filming, and then I'm gonna do a neighborhood edition. We're gonna go to the neighborhood and teach the same stuff, but it's a little bit different because you have wider roads. You can actually set up some cones in certain areas, and then we're gonna ride from the neighborhood to a parking lot. And so how those both kind of come together. Hey, we're all riding to the parking lot. Then I'm going to do a parking lot edition when it comes to some, basically, yeah, it's a parking lot edition with a little bit extra because now we can do emergency swerves, emergency braking within a closed course. Then after that's all done, those 3 things are done. Now it's all we're riding on the road. So we're doing common riding scenarios. So in town, on the highway, in the mountains, at night. And then we're going to go back. Because hopefully you got your permit at that point, right? If you're riding on public roads. We're going to go back to the parking lot and we're going to do a practice DMV test so that you can go and take your endorsement test. And then boom. And that's the Smart Rider training manual. It's like three different ways to learn: parking lot, apartment, neighborhood. And then it's going to be in-town riding, a bunch of other kinds of riding. And now one of the last things we're going to do is the DMV practice test so that you can go and get your DMV, or you can get your endorsement on your license. Hey, Dan, how much like he from MT? You're from MT? Oh, love. How much love from Montana. Much love. I want to go to Montana. I want to go to Idaho. I almost want to live in Idaho, but it's kind of expensive. Beautiful area though. I don't know if I'm a fan of snow. I don't know if I'm a fan of snow. Or at least living in it. I'm a fan of like visiting. I'm getting a phone call right now. Fred Astaire Dance Studios. Forgot I signed up. You want some pizza? Sign up for dance lessons at some point, or I want to. Grab a slice of pizza. 94 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. We're going to get started on this next video. Like I said, it's an older one. Let's take a look at what the intro is. Okay, there's a bike on the ground peeing. Okay, he's on the ground. Punching a mirror. Oh, I forgot this is... Oh,
Today
I forgot this is an older video, so people still punched mirrors back in the day. Is that like a common thing anymore? I've been saying don't do it for a long time. Let's see this last one. So he gets hit. He's sliding on the top. That's not good. That's not good. We're gonna talk about this one a little bit. Montana is wooded and hilly, right? I don't know if is there hills in Montana? Or am I thinking Wyoming? Wyoming has hills, just not mountains, right? I want trees. I want trees. There's some places in Arizona that still has trees. 98 likes, 2 more likes, and we get started. Maybe douchebaggery and biking has lost popularity. Finally, right? I've been just promoting like safe riding for the last, decade, basically. Any advice for someone who is not used to curvy roads or riding elevation? Have a pack talk edge on order. Go slower than you think you need to, and then add speed. So if this is like you're gonna ride in curvy roads and elevation, so you're probably gonna have some great views. So make the goal not going fast in the mountains. The goal is to enjoy the fun and enjoy the views, enjoy riding. You're riding by yourself. Okay, so just riding and enjoying the music. I would hook up I don't know if you can, but put your motorcycle GPS where your destination is through the mountains. And then if you have a phone mount, I use rock form. Put your phone on the phone mount with the GPS, so it's like a mini map. So you know that the next curve is sharp. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, okay, I see that. And now I'm going to go ahead and slow down before this curve because I've never been here. And I'm going to slow it down. Oh, this is easy. I'm going to pick up speed. Okay, well, I see the next couple curves are very straight in a way. Okay, I can probably give it a little, I can maintain speed. But it's going to give you like a heads-up display. Basically, you just do a quick look. And it's like a mini map. And then have it connected to your Cardo so that if you do have a turn coming up or anything like that, because sometimes on Google, people can put, hey, there's a debris in the road. And so then it'll tell you, hey, there's debris in the road. And just kind of like avoid it. But stay away from the sides, especially in the mountains, because then you have maybe gravel, maybe some debris from falling rocks or leaves or wherever it is. You have a quad lock, perfect. And you'll be riding with a buddy, perfect. So you guys talk to each other. Whoever's in the front, if they see a road surface hazard, make sure he says, hey, something on the left side of the road, right side of the road, blah, blah, blah. So that the person in the back, I don't know if that's gonna be you, can adjust. Don't ride side by side, ride staggered. I know you guys, it's just you two and you want to have fun and everything. Ride staggered, maybe kind of swap every now and then, only on straightaways. But ride staggered. And when it comes to the curves, like the actual turns, don't try to stay super close to them and try to maintain your line with them. Go ahead and drop back, because you have Cardos, you guys can still talk. Drop back and you ride your own line. And then when it comes to the straighter roads, if you really want to, you can kind of come together. But then on the turns, kind of like be a snake, not side. And just enjoy it. Enjoy it. And if he wants to go crazy and you're like, nah, just tell him that. Like, you go have fun. I'll meet you at the next spot. But it's more fun if you guys hang out and chat with each other. And I think you can share music. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can share music if you really wanted to do that on your Cardos. And you can, with the app, you can actually record your audio. So you can record your whole conversation on the Cardo app. That'd be kind of cool. You guys can listen to it when you guys get back with a couple brewskis. And nothing too technical. Just go into it thinking you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, pick slower songs. Maybe some, dad bod cycles. Maybe like what? Some Fleetwood Mac, maybe some old 70s. Just kind of enjoy it. Just enjoy it. There's no reason to go fast. That sounds like fun. Do you watch the All Man TT? No. Not much. I hear about the crashes though. 102 likes, guys. We're gonna get started. Here we go. Gonna turn down the music. Three, 2, 1. All right, everybody, we're going to be watching this older video. It's about a year old. It's a Motostars video. We're going to look at some crashes and close calls like that one, almost over the edge.
Today we are going to...
The whole point is this is an educational video. We're going to be going over the plan method. We're going to utilize this for most of the situations, kind of skip some, kind of play with some others, and go in depth. Right now, I already recognize that this is an open lane pattern. Somebody from the left lane can switch to the right lane because it's a big gap. Always watch out for that. We'll talk more about that, but let's take a look. See somebody switching over right there in front of us. So you see that in your lane splitting. Be very careful. Be ready to do an emergency swerve, emergency braking. So cover those front brakes and do some really good progressive braking in an emergency fashion. So squeeze a little bit, and then more quickly. It's much easier to stop if you're not going super fast.
The last moment without giving this.
It's much easier to slow down if you're not going super fast. That person did it twice. They switched over and switched left. They're being D-bags.
Yeah.
Couldn't really anticipate that. One thing I always look for, though, when I'm lane filtering, because we can only do that in Arizona, but when I ever travel to California on a motorcycle or ride in California, you can lane split when traffic is still moving. One thing I always look for, let's go back just a little bit so I can show you two options. I always look for opportunities. And by opportunities, not for me, opportunities for somebody to move over. There's a gap right here, too. Somebody can move over. These are areas where I am extremely cautious. just because there is an opportunity. Now, the side-by-side people,
lanes at the last moment without giving.
like right here, this person is not switching over because he sees this vehicle. So I'm not super duper concerned when it's side by side. I'm super duper concerned when there's a big gap. I don't like gaps.
Even this right.
They're also
amount of
escape
chance
paths.
to react.
So here's another gap. Don't like this. So be careful with that. That's why I don't go super fast when I'm lane splitting or lane filtering. This way, when I apply the brakes, I can actually stop in time. This is also a gap for them to go in. It's a gap for you to swerve hard and get to the left side as best you can. So practice your swerving, practice your braking, go into a parking lot. We have the drill booklet right here. If you get the physical games booklet, which has a bunch of drills in it, you're also going to get, while supplies last, the older drill booklet with a bunch of drills in it too, because I'm working on the brand new 24 drills, which is actually on the website right now. It's a digital download. So he tried to brake. It prevented a massive impact.
Yeah.
So overall, as best you possibly can, it's good. Going pretty fast here. Somebody switched lanes, apply the brakes. Good job. Moved over into, don't fight for it. Okay. You were doing great. You're doing great. We're going fast. Okay, switch lanes. You can either accelerate hard to get out of it, but you have a car, okay? So that solution's not very good. You can apply progressive brake pressure. If we weren't going so fast, we would have been able to stay like in this area, but he was applying progressive brake pressure and got up into this area. Scary, but good job moving over to increase your space cushion away from this vehicle. Okay, cool. Now we're side by side over here. Let them in. Keep applying the brakes until you get behind the vehicle and then readjust wherever you are in the lane and then pass. Don't fight, because this person, if they kept going, it takes up a huge part of the lane. It's a big truck. You're going to get pushed into the guardrail. So don't stay side by side. So right here, he has a decision. He rev bomb, which means he pulled in the clutch, took power away from the rear wheel, but increased the throttle. Okay, that's what makes the noise. You see how the vehicle is still moving? It's like moving faster than us. It's because we basically took power, and now we're just coasting, and then friction and Newton's laws of motion are basically saying we're going to slow down, they're going to continue. Okay, cool. You can rev bomb if you want. You're going to slow down. I prefer to get out of there quicker by using brakes. He sees that he still has a gap, and he has an attitude. And he decides to do this. Now, guys, here's the thing. You're going to hurt yourself. That's hard. I mean, you're going to sprain a wrist. I don't want to sprain a wrist when I'm riding a motorcycle. I don't want to sprain a wrist at all. I like working out. I like doing things with my hands. It's going to suck to have to edit these videos if I have a broken wrist or a sprained wrist. Just let them have the freaking thing or accelerate out and don't hit. All right, lane filtering. All vehicles are stopped. We're getting into the front. Did good. So old man upset I filtered, then almost hits me. See, some people get pissed off by that. And in Arizona, it's taken them forever. Still, it's a problem. Arizona, they passed it a while back, and people still don't know that it's a law that we can do this. So if you're doing this in an area where it's not the law, that just means that nobody knows. And here's the thing, there's no continuing education for actual drivers. So when they pass a law that we could do this, it's not like they get an updated email saying, hey guys, I know you're a driver since 1932, and we have updated laws here, and we just passed the motorcycle filtering law in Arizona, so please, this is what it is. There's no educational process for that. There's no continuing education. So these people, even though they've been driving for years, still might not know that this is legal in your area. So just be aware of that. They're going to get pissed. They're going to do stupid stuff. Allow them to be dumb. And hopefully we don't get hit. Okay? And what we're doing, right, Dust Clouds, we are doing continuous education right now. It's got a nice little Tacoma, though. So So if he's like, you can't do that, it's like, actually, we passed the law that I can do this now. So just check it out. Not a big deal. So maintain your lane position. This guy's creeping up on you. It doesn't feel good. I get it. Just do your speed and just relax. Not a big deal. Okay, left turner, blind spot, because we can't see around this vehicle. It's a line of sight issue. Intersection's dangerous. Just be aware that somebody else might be creeping out. You could have slowed down. Not a big deal. Okay, we're making this turn, going pretty fast through the neighborhood. Oh, that person did not see you. Good job preventing a very high collision. What are we on, Rainbow Road?
Okay. You good? Yeah, you? Yeah, me too.
Wasn't anticipating a motorcyclist doing that onto the road. They made a U-turn.
Okay?
Honest mistake.
thank you.
So I'm glad it turned out like this. It was an honest mistake. Good job with the braking, though. You would have broken some legs. You would have had some injuries if you did not stop like that in time. So good job. I'll give him that. Slow it down, though. Slow it down, though. What was that sign? We always look for the signs, guys. Bigfoot crossing. Okay.
The biker admitted that
This is filmed with a potato? Like, are we even on high? No, we're on 360p. That is terrible.
he had
Let's go back. What was the sign? Oh, what was that other sign? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. The other sign is more important because I saw something. All right, there it is. There it is. Sharp right, sharp left, recommended 30. So let's say it's a 45-mile-an-hour road, and it's like, hey, we recommend you take this turn, car drivers, at 30 miles an hour. Motorcyclists have better agility, so they could probably take it at 40, 45. But here's the thing. I don't want to create training scars in my driving. So as a car driver, I see this. I, as a car driver, am going to take this at 30 and increase speed if I feel like it. Okay, I get it. You might piss off some people behind you. If there's no one behind you, perfect. I'm not going to be like, well, now that I'm a motorcycle rider, I don't have to pay attention to this because motorcycles have better agility. So I'm going to take this at 45. You know, in fact, I'm going to take it at 50. No, I'm going to constantly, no matter what I'm driving, take this at this speed. And then when I'm going through it, I'm like, oh, 30 is pretty slow. I'm going to go ahead and increase some speed. At least drop it down a little bit. So when I see that, it's very important. And it's telling me it's a sharp right, sharp
the biker
left.
admitted that he had owned the bike.
So
for
not a
2
sharp
weeks.
right. So I'm like, oh, this is easy. Why did I take that at 30? But I see it's a 40-mile-an-hour road, so it's asking you to go 10 miles an hour lower. Okay. I see this turn, though. This turn's like, maybe 30 is a good option.
Saying that it was his first 1000cc bike.
Same thing here. Some squiggles. Squiggle lines. 30. Okay.
Unfortunately, it was an unlucky day when the rider made
We're going 70. 6. So, not even the speed limit. This is criminal speeding in the state of Arizona. You'll get your bike impounded and you'll be criminally charged.
a rather costly mistake.
Is it because he was trying to keep up with his buddy? This is why we talk to our buddy and be like, hey, I'm not going this fast, guys. Slow it down. That's an expensive bike to break. Going way too fast. So slow it down, everybody. You can always add speed later. I get it. If you have a skill set for trail braking and you know how to ride fast, is it really worth it? I don't know. I have different goals when I'm riding. I'm in the mountains. It's beautiful. My goal is to enjoy the scenery, enjoy the weather. My goal isn't to see how fast I can take these turns. I don't know. I have a different mindset. No, it's laying down. If I was them, I'd be like, you can't park there. You can't park there. Like, oh, thank you. It's always fun to yell at vehicles that crashed. Thumbs up, that's good. I'm glad people are stopping to help. That's pretty nice. $128. Okay. Open lane pattern. You guys see that? Our lane is open. They're kind of stacked behind each other. One of these vehicles doesn't want to be behind that. So they're going to go to the open lane, and they're not going to check their mirrors. And if they did, they see that you're way back there, but you're going really fast, so they don't anticipate you to come up this quick. That's why going with the flow of traffic is important. This is the guy that almost falls off the bridge.
No way! No way! No way!
Got lucky. I'd be pretty happy about that. Could have been deadly.
All right, so this is a video of my loop.
Oh, jeez. We're doing after. I'm gonna let him do the after action. Let's go and see how it looks.
This is I don't know why I approached this with zero caution and zero care, but
No.
You're having fun. It's an open road, not a big.
No
what was that?
way.
What was that? What'd you pick up? What'd you pick up? Is that a vape or something?
No way.
so basically I proceed to say
Oh,
same thing over and over again.
The bike is
I try to get the
up.
bike up and get it to the side of the road. I have no idea why I turned the wheelie control off and dealt with this situation with zero care or concern. And
Did he
treated it
try?
like I still had wheelie control on.
Did he try to wheelie?
There's a lot going on that day. I probably shouldn't have gone for a ride.
So that's a great after action. So I had a lot going on, and I probably shouldn't have gone for a ride. So part of the Smart Rider training manual. So if you want to become a Smart Rider crew member, it's our new online motorcycle club that we're developing right now. Still first stages. There's a founders edition right now, so you can sign up. You get 50% off forever. So it's basically $60 a year forever. And so part of it in the Smart Rider training manual, because you're going to get you're going to get all the courses that I create, if you're a member, as they come up. Part of it is the safety checklist. So state of mind is the S part. If you're not in the appropriate state of mind to go for a ride, like if you're thinking of like bad things and like you're having trouble with your girlfriend, your boss just yelled at you, or you're just like in a bad mood, you had a lack of sleep, like whatever it is, it might not be a good idea to ride. It might be a good idea to take the car or just kind of pause and then maybe regulate whatever's going on and be like, hey, I need to focus on the ride. Let's not focus on what's happening outside of these things. So focus on the ride, and that does clear your head. So clear your head means you focus on riding, not on nothing. Exactly. You focus on the ride because that puts you in a flow state to where all that bull crap kind of goes away and you're able to focus on the ride. But you have to be consciously switching into that. You have to. And if you start getting distracted while you're riding, because now your brain's kind of moving back towards the bull crap that you're dealing with, be like, stop. Focus. And then when you get off the bike, you're going to feel better because you got to enjoy your favorite hobby, your favorite thing. And then now you can come to that problem that you're having with this new mindset of like, I just got done with some stuff. I'm enjoying this. And for me, my thing is working out. So if I'm having some issues or whatever it is, I'm going to do a hard workout. And then now my body, now I'm like, I burnt my nervous system down. My muscles are sore. Everything is just kind of relaxed. I feel accomplished, and now it's like, okay, now with this new accomplished feeling, this new, my nervous system is regulated. Now everything's fine. I worked through some emotions. Some of the nervous system was activated, heart rate and everything was up because of whatever the problem was. I worked through it during the workout. Now I can approach the problem with this new mindset. Same thing with riding, but I focus on the workout. I focus on the riding. I focus on work. It's tough. It's tough, but that's how we regulate our emotions there. Or work your way through a sandwich if you're hungry. You'd be surprised how many bosses yell at employees. So that was a little low side accident. Not a big deal. The road surface is kind of terrible. Don't lean the bike super far down. Just kind of take it nice and easy. Take it nice and easy. It's a little low side, but he's got full gear, full leathers, thermal protection from the road rash and everything. Really good on that. Got armor. Hopefully the bike's doing fine. Hopefully he's doing fine. If you're hangry, yeah, not just hungry. That's another thing I want to point out. So I like the chat here. Because we're doing this live. And you guys are, hopefully you're not getting hangry. We got pizzas and everything. But hungry, angry, lonely, tired. I can't do that. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Okay? Those are the 4 main reasons why people get frustrated and upset. So take care of your hunger. Anger, regulate that. Lonely, maybe call up a friend or whatever, or talk to yourself kindly. And tired, take a nap. Most issues go away from those 4 things if you take care of them. Oh my gosh, we can't see anything. So road surface hazard would be wet road, maybe some oil. Visibility problems. This is the camera, but imagine our face shield. We have high vis gear. Still, it's gonna be very hard for other people to see. And so I don't want to be boxed like this because it also increases our total stopping distance, because if we have to apply brakes on wet roads, it's going to take longer to stop or slow down. So I want to increase my space cushion as best as I possibly can so that I have extra room. More than likely, you're going to have to swerve in a lot of these situations versus stopping.
The bike was clearly in a truck driver's blind spot, and the weather definitely didn't help the rider to react quickly and efficiently.
Okay, applying the brakes. I'm going to start applying mine. As soon as I see that, the indicator, I'm rolling up the throttle. And one thing I do when it comes to passing semis, if we're back here, I don't get side by side with a semi until this vehicle is past the semi. And then when they are, then I accelerate to pass the semi on the side. I don't stay side by side ever. Not in a car, not on a motorcycle. I let this person get ahead of the semi into more of a staggered position or more, and then I pass. So as soon as I see the indicator, I'm not honking the horn. I'm rolling up the throttle and applying some brakes. Not a ton, but just enough to slow me down so that they can go ahead and take the spot. Just like this. Just no horn. He was probably rolling off the throttle, engine braking. I am applying brakes. Yeah, and they can't see you. They just can't see you. I think they have those, if you can't see me, I can't see you signs sometimes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean, that's a good idea. So, semi, if you can't see me thing. Let's see. If I see me, I can't see you. We're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to get a picture. Mirrors. Okay, well, there's no pictures. I can't find it. Anyways, we're going to keep going. Yeah, rev bombing's not going to help. Horn's not going to help. They're not going to see you. They're not going to hear you. Get yourself out of there. That's the whole plan. We located, assessed. We have to navigate out. Oh, he took a different road. He is gone. He's going to hang out the bridge troll. What was that? So a person swerved hard left, hard right. It looks like he took the road, though. Okay, he made the road. Very risky. Wet roads, be very careful taking off. So utilize good friction zone throttle control. Take off a little slower and then pick up speed. Okay. Is that a red light? Okay, write in the comments what the yellow is. That like I think it's backwards, where it's red, then it goes yellow, then green. Here it goes green, yellow, red, green. Just because you're able to go, get ready. Okay. Well, he just went in. He didn't even look. This is kind of his fault. It is. It's his fault. What the are you doing? You should have waited.
Green light.
It wasn't green. No, 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 no. It's on camera, right? He accelerated right about here. I don't see it green. It wasn't green.
What the are you doing? It's on camera. Green
Not
light.
green. No.
Green.
Nope.
Camera.
Nope.
Move back.
Nope. Wasn't green. And even if it is green, don't go when there's still traffic. People run reds all the time.
Cool. 2 seconds, I got music playing.
Yeah, you should have accelerated out of that. Like, if it was already in there, just go. Don't stop. All right, cut you off. Not a big deal. Let them have it. Let them have it. There it is. Move on. Not a big deal. You're not going to win that fight.
You understand how roundabout work, do you?
Green means go, win safe.
You understand
Exactly.
how roundabouts work?
Distance,
It's really
Sean.
hard to believe that the taxi driver didn't notice the rider.
Okay,
By the
that's
time
green.
The biker saw the danger, it
Oh,
was
oh,
too
oh,
late.
Tried to swerve, did the best he could. Cab driver, problem. Did the best he could. That's why, as smart riders, we acquire and use personal protective equipment just in case accidents actually do happen. Now, accidents means that nobody's at fault, so usually just say it's a collision. So now who's at fault for the collision? The taxi driver is at fault for the collision. But still, problems happen. Things happen. Things happen. Did the best you could with the swerve. That was a good swerve. Did the best you could. Wear gear just in case. That's why, as a smart rider, we wear gear just in case. All right, here we go, going through the mountains. Can't see around the corner. Okay, now we can. Very good. I love this area. We're going to go ahead and go here. Can't see around the mountain. And now we can. Oh, and there's something there. Good job finding the escape and then slowing down. Checking your pants after that one. Why are we all stopped? Oh, because it's a red. Okay. We're not in our lane. We're not in our lane. This is a blind corner. That's kind of risky. Oh. Nobody's in our nobody's paying attention. This is why you guys talk to each other on your Cardo Pack Talk Edges. Links in the description for 10% off. Cardo Pack Talk Edge Duo. You can get it with your buddy so you guys can stop, crashing into each other and you actually talk to each other. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I know you want to go wide because it's a nice, really decreasing radius turn. Practice your slow speed. What is this? What is this? Guys, if you need 2 lanes to make a turn, then you're going, either your skill set's not very good or you're going too fast. Slow it down. I want one of those bikes, though. I want a supermoto. Nice little impact. Slam that brake. You see how he slid a little bit, fishtailed? Probably knows how to ride off-road, so that's pretty cool.
Let's go over here.
Oh, that's not a fun feeling. Imagine if you're by yourself and that landed on your legs. Good luck. So those boots probably protected his ankles really well. So they're wearing full gear. So okay, crap happens. All right, whatever. It happened. Those boots probably protected his tib fib from having a hairline fracture. Probably protected his ankles from rotating too far and snapping some ligaments and tendons and maybe breaking some bones. So that's really important. If you're going to be doing high risk and dumb stuff, make sure you really have gear. That's really good. I'll give him that. I want one of these bikes, though. You know how good it'd be good for the Smart Rider Games? Which we're doing right now. We're hosting the first season. Second season's going to be fun. We're going to do some hard ones on the second season.
And he was going to swing out wide. I guess he didn't know I was right next to him.
Gotta yell out.
Got to yell out. You don't have to yell when you can just talk.
I did right before that curve, and I thought I saw that you would recognize me.
I didn't see anything.
Or just stay in your lane, exactly. Oh, little skirt. So that driver wasn't paying attention. We can go. Let's go ahead and give them an excuse. There's sun in their eyes. Didn't see us. They're looking for cars. Inattentional blindness too, maybe. Right? Thankfully, they applied the brakes. I wasn't paying attention. I almost hit the pickup truck. Oh, she wasn't paying attention either. Okay. What's happening up here? So we have vehicles stopping. Okay, pay attention. Look forward. She's using the old Pack Talk Bold. So that's pretty cool. Pack Talk Edges are the new ones. So good job with the brakes, though, not panicking. That's a big one. Side of the vehicle in the middle of the road. Time to pay attention. Locate, right? Located hazards. What's this? Relevant threat. I see a little smoke, too, maybe. Navigate active. So how do we navigate? We put ourselves in a brand new position for safety. And how do we do that? We're going to go slow it down. Kind of creep up to this. Creep up to it. It's not smoke. It's just the sun. It's really bright. Oh, very big accident. We're going to go ahead and slow speed it out. Watch for any road debris. We're going to come back because we want to see. We're looky-loo. Not a big deal. Whatever. Just creating more traffic for the area. That's a hard hit. That broke that pole. Okay, with a passenger, it looks like maybe a little kid. With a passenger, be very careful. Okay, so you're going to have to be slow on the acceleration. You're going to need more room to brake. Okay, you're going to do slower on the turns because they might mess up your ergonomics. Okay, that person kind of came into you. What you don't see, and it's a scream, look at his hand. He sees it in the corner of his eye, and he does an emergency acceleration, so this is really good. He probably shifted into a higher gear. Accelerated out. Stop with the scream. No. Okay, we're moving on. I don't want to hear the scream. It's annoying. All right, when in doubt, throttle out. That's my best advice for this. If you start falling over, start losing balance because you're going too slow, throttle it out a little bit. It'll stabilize the bike a little bit, keep it upright. A little scary, but you're going to have to aim where you need to go. A little, looks like a landslide. It'll be a little muddy, a little sticky. When in doubt, throttle out. Got a little panic because the vehicle is coming. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Everything's good. Everything's good. So, guys, thank you for joining here. Now, we do have that Smart Rider Crew membership, so please join up. Links in the description. Become a founder. It's going to be 50% off discount for the remainder, and it's going to go up in price back when I get the Smart Rider training manual finished, which I'm currently working on right now. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. You're right, I didn't get a thumbnail. I saw that last second. Damn. What thumbnail should we use? The wheelie's fun. I like to do something that's closer to the beginning. He's like sitting down doing this. I think this might be a good one. Right there, maybe? Maybe that one? I don't know. Doesn't look too good.
Zero caution and zero care.
Maybe this one. No. Don't like this one. Doesn't show too much. That might be a good one. There we go. have to do a There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Whew. There we go. Guys, 2.5 hours. I have some stuff to do. It's 1:13. I have to go to the post office pretty soon. I got to edit these. Who took my blood? I donated some blood. I donate every 8 weeks-ish. I've donated. Let's see how many. I've donated at least 2 gallons. Let's see. 20 units. I've donated 20 units of blood on my American. I've donated more, but this is the American Red Cross. I donate to them. I've done not today. I didn't do 20 units today. Jeez, I'd be dead. But in the lifetime of, damn, look at that arm. It's looking good. Working out, having fun. But grab yourself a slice of pizza. I got to do some work. I'm working on the Smart Rider training manual. You're at 20. It takes a long time, huh, Jeff? It takes a long time, like, in terms of to get to 26 units. It's taken me a couple years to even get to 20. And I do it every 8 weeks, roughly. But guys, I'm going to be heading out. I'm going to go ahead and edit these videos real quick. I'm going to put them up on the YouTubes. And then if you're a YouTube member like Mymoto and Horovac and everyone there, and it's Missy, you should be able to see something in your email that you get to see Sunday's video first. Write a comment and be one of the first ones. People will be like, hey, how come they get to see it first? And it's like, well, because they're members. It's only $1 to be a member. You click that join button. There's that. But we do have the Smart Rider crew. I'm going to be working on that this weekend and all of next week. But we have a new live stream schedule. Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to do this. And then Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're going to do our first one while I'm at home. And we're just going to hang out and chitty chat. But I'll see you guys on the next live stream on Tuesday.